Good evening. Welcome to the often imitated and never duplicated Stay Smoky TV, Baltimore and the DMV's #1 cigar-related podcast. I am Ron, a.k.a. the Urban Leaf, a.k.a. Mr. Stay Smoky himself, a.k.a. Top Shelf Ron, a.k.a. My humidor is better than yours, a.k.a. They hate me because they ain't me, a.k.a. the Cigar Goat.
We deal with this foolishness every week, so we're used to it.
That's all you got. This go.
Yep.
Zone. What up? You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, the nephew, a.k.a. Mr. Culture Dope, a.k.a. Mr. We Got Motion himself. Cartier Dre, what you got for me, baby?
It's Dre No Smokes. Let's get it.
All right, guys. We back home. We back at the sanctuary. We back at HQ.
Can I get my lighter back?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, light up. We back at HQ. We back home, man. We said, man, let's do something different. You know, when you think about this man and the company he works for, the first thing you think about is October. Nobody's going to understand that unless you're a real cigar smoker. So we're bringing to the table my man Mike, the territory man, the rep. Let's just do it like that. The rep for Fuente in this region.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you, y'all. Of course, my name is Michael Rushing. I work for Arturo Fuente and JC Newman. So I represent both brands throughout the whole Mid-Atlantic region, which basically include all of the DMV, South PA, South Jersey, and Delaware as well.
Oh, you got South Jersey too?
Yeah.
Oh, that expense card is expensive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, very different areas, surprisingly, but I really enjoy it, and seeing all the different looks that you get from a retail perspective. You see it in this region.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so before we get into your history and all that stuff,
Yo, hold on, time out.
I ain't telling about we got. Huh?
You fancy? Yo, what's
Come on!
Oh,
bro.
wow.
Come on, Dre! This dude now he
He's
want to light the
fancy. He's
cigars
fancy.
with cedar. You learned something new when you went out of town.
He's fancy.
God damn, dude! Yo,
Hey,
you
take-
come back brand new, bro.
Brand new.
I'm different, yo.
Yeah, you ain't never lied, bro. You ain't never lied,
I'm
bro.
different.
You
You created this monster. So let's go.
no, exactly. Yo, you the worst, bro. So we say what we smoking, what we pairing it with, and then at the end we give it a rating, 1 to 5 puffs.
Okay.
It can be like 1.5, 2.5. You can rate it by itself for what we call the liquor, the hot sauce.
Okay,
You drink
okay.
the hot sauce. So what you smoking, Dre?
I got the this gifted cigar to me by Mike. He gave me this Fuente 858. So I'm gonna get into that.
858 Sungrown.
So
Nice.
grown. I'm sorry, 858
Nice.
Sun
No,
Grown.
it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'm getting into that.
What you pairing it with?
That good old Buffalo Trace Cream.
Oof.
Go to Dre, Dre No
Wait,
Smoke.
hold up.
Oh my goodness! Now you gotta go
What
to
is
it.
cream?
That's bourbon cream right there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you
Okay.
gotta drink this with your pinky up, Mike.
Yeah, I
Now
see.
you
And
got-
light with cedar and
Go
everything.
to
Don't
Dre
drink.
smokes. I'm done with this.
We got to put that on the runner. We got to put that on the runner now.
I'm smoking this Julius Caesar, and this I'm not drinking liquor. I'm drinking some sparkling water, white grape. It's my day 15 of my good diet, trying to see how long I can go.
Smoking, of course, like Drano said, Fuente 858 Sun-Grown. Funny story behind this, it was the first non-flavored cigar I've ever smoked.
You ain't got nothing to drink?
And I'm drinking air. I just came in right off the highway, baby.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
Good old Maryland traffic. Today I'm smoking the 858 Maduro. I actually had a Sun-Grown earlier today already, and so I might as well go up to something a little bit fuller in flavor. So I'm going to do the 858 Maduro. And for the first time, I've never had the double black. I mean, I was just looking for a regular black, Johnny Walker. But of course, Ron, a.k.a. everything, into his special bat cave, and man, he had all kinds of stuff. So I said, hey, why not this little thing? So, all good. I appreciate it. So that's what I'll be sipping through.
We got cutting light over there.
I just need a lighter. If I know I'm being a bad rep right now.
You want some seeds?
Nice. I appreciate it.
Smoking cedar.
That's a little too classy for me.
You know,
Next
well,
thing
that's
you
the
do matches
optimal
to
way.
like the cedar.
That's the
to like
optimal way
cedar.
to.
That's the what way?
The optimum way.
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
What did we do?
I don't know.
I don't know. I fucked up.
We got a problem.
Exactly. This guy. You done threw off my train of thought, bro.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm appalled.
So, let's mention this is our 50th episode we recording right now. So this episode 50.
No.
You know, we've been getting a lot of love. We can always take more love. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube page and on our StaySmokyTV.com. You can get the link to all of the episodes on there.
We also have a second page called Just About Drano coming out soon.
Wow, man. Come on, man.
Drano, Bobby, David, Ruffin Brown.
Yeah, he's going to teach you how to light the cigar with the cedar.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a guest. Stop showing
So,
off.
Mike, tell us how you got into the cigar industry.
Man, it's been a heck of a journey, but it surprisingly started at a young age, at 16 years old. I'm originally from San Diego, California, originally.
Ain't got me beat.
And my family had a family friend who also owned a cigar factory in San Diego called the Cuban Cigar Factory in San Diego. And I was looking for a job, and they said, hey, we'd love to give Mike a shot over working at this cigar shop of all things. And so, because at the time in California, it sounds a little like we're breaking some rules, but at that time, you could actually work at a place if you were affiliated with the ownership or family. And so I was able to go ahead and work for them at a young age, and that's where it started. I ended up falling in love with cigars a couple of years in. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to smoke my first couple of years. And then eventually, when I turned 18, I finally was able to light up a cigar. Hopefully I'm going to say that was my first cigar I ever smoked. And it was actually the vanilla sweet that they had out of there. And if anyone knows or ever been to the Gaslamp Quarter in San Diego, they have the Cuban Cigar Factory, and they have their own cigars that they used to actually manufacture right there. But as well as they have a vanilla sweet. That was my first cigar. The second one after that was a short story by Arturo Fuente. So those are my first two cigars back to back there.
Okay. So how'd your cigar journey get you here to Maryland?
It's been a long. Hey, I'm not going to say that again. It literally started with San Diego. Eventually, when I was 19, I was in college, and my dad bought into a cigar factory himself. He bought into with a friend's cigar factory called Cigar Factory New Orleans in New Orleans. They hand make all their own cigars right there. He actually bought into ownership of that establishment and was the managing proprietor there for 15 years. And so at that time, he basically bribed me to say, hey, I ain't going to pay for nothing in your college education if you stay in San Diego. But if you decide to move to New Orleans, transfer to one of the schools here, I'll help you pay for school. So I had no choice. I moved to New Orleans, and that was where I started working for that factory. I ended up working there for close to 5 or 6 years before, after graduating and everything, I ended up really enjoying the time. And then that was when the S-chip hit in the mid 2000s, when they thought the industry was going to go under. It's the first of all of the FDA regulations that were coming on that scared the industry. And I said, oh man, my whole resume is basically cigars. And so that was when I said I need to broaden my horizons, and that was when I first left the cigar industry. Started working for Target and various other retailers for many years. Cigars always kept calling. Came back into the industry, wanted to start my own cigar company. I actually took the leap of faith with my dad and his business partner too. Another business partner. When that failed, I had to get back into the game, and that's when I started applying for jobs, and I applied for Casa de Monte Cristo cigar lounges in New York City. And so they were hiring. They hired me. I moved to New York for a year, worked for them. After that, there was a change at their DC store. They asked me to come down and start helping at the JR store that was in over by DuPont Circle,
Yep.
right by Morton's. And so I I came down to be an interim store manager, and then as they were moving into their new location, which you know today, that was when they asked me to come on full time in DC as the GM of that store. So that's how I got to the area, man. And yeah.
Okay, ever since, huh?
Yep. I've been here ever since, worked there for 3 years and really enjoyed it, and eventually stepped into this role with Fuente and Newman.
So how long you been at JC Newman?
I'm still pretty fresh. It's only been like a year and 3 months, so I'm coming close to a year and a half. So a great learning experience, and there's nothing like selling cigars on the open road, man. It's definitely a different trip.
Did you start at Casa? I mean, Casa Monte Cristo. When you guys couldn't smoke inside, were you a part of that?
Yeah.
That transition.
Yep, I was, and so
I remember that.
and that was when we moved into the new location.
Yeah, the new location.
Yep. So
and before y'all say something, COVID. I'm talking about before COVID hit.
This was a year before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I was managing that process, and somehow, as you know, the regulation in all these different areas across the East Coast are really tough on indoor smoking, and DC was no different. There were some things that we had to accomplish before we were able to get it, so we actually had close to 6 months in a beautiful 2-floor, 2-bar lounge that you could not smoke in. We had close to 2,000 facings of premium cigars in that dang on store, and you couldn't smoke in it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was a tough time, but we got through it.
That's good, man.
And then COVID came, and y'all really couldn't smoke inside.
I mean, the cool thing about that store is it was once a JR before. You know? So they had so much foot traffic already.
Of course.
And that built-in customer base already, that we were still able to kind of keep things going throughout that time where we couldn't smoke indoors, but as well as during COVID and that whole time too. DC had different rules than a lot of other areas, especially in Maryland, where sometimes they weren't even letting people let people walk in the store.
So how many miles you think you log in a week, man? Hitting all these different shops.
500.
Damn.
500 to 600. Just depends on the week. The weeks, surprisingly, the longest weeks are the ones when I'm local, when I'm in DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah.
Those end up being just as long as my PA areas, just because I can throw a rock and hit in a great cigar shop or an account in PA. But here in Maryland, you got to drive about 30-40 minutes between each one, and then there's crazy traffic in between in parts. So so it actually ends up becoming a lot easier when I go to PA.
So how'd you get to Fuente and JC Newman?
That I've been eyeballing that job for like a long time. I knew the past rep before.
Everybody was eyeballing that.
Yeah.
That seemed like the job to have. Like if you want to be a rep, like I want to represent Fuente, JC Newman.
Yeah.
It's like a tier of them, and that's right there with it.
Yeah. It definitely was. I mean, even back when I was working at Casa, the past rep before me, he used to come in. I used to ask him, like, man, like, how do you end up working for two amazing companies? I love their product. Like, how do you do it? And he used to always tell me, Mike, I think you would do great in this role. It's definitely a young man's game. He was already starting to get at a certain age, and he was like, hey, man, I think you would do great. You have the energy for it. You love the product. I'm going to retire one day, and I definitely recommend you to do it. And I was like, dang, okay. He probably told that to every person in every shop he probably went in. But either way, I always remembered that. And a really cool thing, too, is I lived in Tampa back when I did that small cigar venture for a year. And I lived in Tampa for a year. And JC Newman always had such a great, always had great exposure in that city. And those are all, they're all not from Tampa, but they're very much Tampa homegrown companies, both of them. And so I always thought highly about JC Newman and that product. My first ever luxury cigar I had was a Diamond Crown number 4. And so that was something that I always held in high regard. And so I've always been looking out for that. But and then they hired a new vice president, which was really interesting. And that vice president, you know, in the cigar industry, you know, I don't like to get, you know, too much into this, but I always love to see people that look like me sometimes in certain places, because you just don't see it all the time in the cigar industry.
Right. Indeed.
And it's nothing against anyone who does or doesn't. But it was really interesting when I saw that they end up, they moved up a person into a vice president role. And I remember just seeing her and it said she looked like me, you know, she was, you know, black, and I was like, wow, that's really cool and interesting. And I saw her background. She had worked for them for 20 years and really worked her way up the company, you know, and now was in a great position. And I remember seeing that and I was like, man, that's an awesome company, man. I would love to work for that company one day. And everything fell into it. And I was looking at LinkedIn at one point when I was...
They posted it?
They posted it. They posted it. And I literally, it came across and I was looking, I was like, oh, let me see what they're hiring for. You know, I think about moving back to Tampa if they had something good, you know. And then I click on it and it said a regional sales manager for them throughout the Mid-Atlantic in this area. And I was like, I got to get it together. And so so that's what I did. I got it together in 24 hours, scrambled, and submitted my information. I wasn't even like hiring. I wasn't really looking for jobs. I was waiting on the right job for me to get back into the industry, and that one came up, and it did. And it was a process, but after about 3-4 months, it was all done.
Was it an intense interview type situation?
I'm not going to get into all the details.
No. I'm just saying, like,
but yes, 4 or 5 interviews, and then the last interview was definitely the most intense. They flew the last candidate or two back down to Tampa and did a large interview. And at first it was really interesting just because I'm waiting. They got a hotel room for me. I'm sitting right there in a hotel right in Ybor City.
Right.
And I'm like, man, of course the young me was like, man, I'd probably be out hanging out with you, like right now. But of course I'm just preparing, thinking about what I might face in this interview. And it was so funny. Tommy, the director of sales for Fuente, picks me up in his truck and takes me. He's like, hey, you excited? Everything like that. And I'm just like, yeah. And this person could be my boss. So it's very, and he's just really laid back and like, yeah, it's going to be fine. Go in there and first you're going to have a 2-hour walking chat with Drew Newman. 2-hour walking chat throughout as he gives you a tour of the facility. And then after that, it's going to be about a 2-hour interview after that.
Damn.
As I'm going through that 2-hour walking chat with Drew, obviously, it's an interview, but it's not. Right. It's really, really relaxed. And Drew is amazing guy. He's a lawyer by trade, he did that before he got back into the family business. And so, he's very specific and he's very he has an eye for detail that's special. So luckily, I think that interview went well. Then during the interview, Rich, there's a gentleman named Rich Dolick who's the vice president of both companies, JC Newman and Fuente. And he comes to me and he sees me. He's like, "Hey, we have something exciting for you. So I hope you're ready. It's going to be a doozy." And I'm like, "What? Oh my gosh!" So I'm feeling like I may have to fight someone when I get there. He's like, "Hey, it's gonna be a little wild." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And so we get to the interview, and I walk in, and there's about 11, 12 people at a round table, all surrounded, with me right there in the center. It's literally Carlito Fuente, Cynthia Fuente, Bobby Newman, all 5 or 6 of the directors for Newman, all 5 or 6 of the directors for Arturo Fuente. And it was a 2-hour.
You was about to get jumped in.
Yeah. I felt. But no. I hope I'm not displaying too much information. But those are 2 family-oriented businesses.
Right.
They're some of the only last of the family-owned large cigar manufacturers.
Yeah, where the family still got their hands in it.
Yeah. No, this is not a large conglomerate. Of companies that. You may never run into the CEO. Oh no, the Carlito Fuente is right in front of me. Bobby Newman is right there in front of me. And so it's almost like being led into a family. So they vet you.
Yeah.
And it was a long 2-hour interview. It was all good. And especially when that first hour is literally you, Carlito, and and Bobby Newman just shooting at you, just shooting questions. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been on a 2-hour interview in my life.
Yeah.
I don't even know what those are.
And
4 hours.
Oh, you're
total.
4?
Yeah,
Four. For you, it's 4.
4 hours.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 hours
technically.
for a walk around
applied for
the
all
store.
types of daggone first responder jobs and
Right.
everything else, and they ain't,
Ain't never
ain't
yeah.
wasn't like that.
Same here.
But it shows how vested they are into their company, man. So that's pretty dope.
That's a blessing right
You know,
there.
and how serious they are about choosing someone to represent their brand. So that say a lot about you two, brother. So congratulations. I know it's been about a year, but congratulations.
No, I
Definitely
appreciate
congrats
it.
on that.
Yeah.
I still feel very new,
Yeah,
I still appreciate that. And I think the biggest thing with both of those companies, as you said, they're if someone's coming into their family, so they want to vet you, they want to make sure that you're in for it for the right reasons. They oftentimes don't hire people directly out of in the industry, so I feel like I was removed for a couple years, which helped me.
Right.
And most of the questions, is very much geared toward not even just cigars. They didn't ask me one thing about what's your favorite cigar, or anything like that. It was very much getting to know me on a deeper level, and that's what's so awesome about it. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite cigar?
I do have favorites, but when it comes down to just like one or two, it's really hard to do. I would say right now, because it changes by the year, I feel like my current favorite cigar, we're going to go with the two cigars I smoke the most right now. It's like my favorite go-to.
Okay.
858 Sun-Grown, which I passed to you guys. Love that dang on cigar. I mean, literally, it's an 850 cigar, so that smokes well above its pay grade. You know what I mean?
Premium.
Yep.
I smoked it with your pinky out.
Yep. Another pinky. And then the other smoke that I smoke the most, which it's conveniently obviously on the Newman side, which I'll pass you guys too, because I literally have the cigar everywhere because it's my daily smoke, is the Perla Del Mar Corojo in a Corona size.
That's the PDM?
PDM,
Yeah.
but in a Corojo, in the Corona, or the Robusto. I love that smoke. I think it's the perfect for if you want a quick, 45 minute to an hour.
Yeah.
That's it. Like it's not going to last longer than that, and that's perfect for when you're on a lunch break, or if I'm walking to a shop and I need to make it within an hour. When this cigar's up, hey, it's time for me to go ahead and make sure we get all of our business done and go.
Right. That's cool,
Then okay. Other than that, favorite cigars outside of that, I would say Opus X Oro Oscuro.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a hard one. Because I'm thinking of something I like just as much as that. Destino El Siglo Opus X as well.
Hell yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I was past a 10-year-old version of that, or a 10-year-old Destino El Siglo, and people say I'm crazy for what I was like tasting off that dang on cigar. Literally, I was like told someone Sour Patch Kids, and they were like, "You're wild." Like, it definitely didn't taste like that. I'm like, man, I'm telling you. But yeah, so those are, I'd say right now at the top of the list for my two favorite cigars. And I'm not scared to go outside of Fuente and Newman too. But those are some of the ones that I would say are my go-to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So working for those companies, are you like privy to like getting your hands on like the luxury cigars?
I mean, no. I mean, everyone thinks that. Like, I probably just got a couple
I would
boxes
think that, yeah.
of Opus X,
I would think
sitting
your
in my
humidor
car.
look like mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I saved everything, I'm such a, as you see, I came in with cigars.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all about like, it's like Carlito always says, it's all about the people. It's not about cigars, it's about the people.
Right.
And I always have had that mind frame, like, it ain't no fun if I really can't be able to enjoy it with everyone else too, Sure. And so I was going to get that whole quote, but
Right.
But you know what I'm saying. But when it comes to cigars, it really is like that, because I like to tell people about what I'm really enjoying, and so yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
But
man.
let me see. What was, I mean, on the Fuente side, you got to remember, when it comes to the Fuente side, that Opus X product, they don't have a lot of it. Like, it may feel like that because the internet everyone's on it and
Yeah.
seems to be smoking on it,
Yeah.
and then you have those Opus nerds who, I mean, I'm starting to become one, so nothing against anyone like that, who say all I smoke is Opus X.
Yep.
Which, like you, all you smoke is Opus X, man. I seen your Instagram, man. I'm just kidding. But they really don't make that much of it. I mean, you're talking about 300,000. Like, that's it. Like, and that's spread out across the nation to many of the top accounts. So they really can't afford to, to have that going everywhere because they got to sell something too. And so on that, I get little nuggets every time one of the principals of the companies come, like Carlito or one of my other bosses. They'll always, Mike, here you go.
Yeah.
We know Carlito come. You get
Carlito and Jose.
And
Jose.
Can't forget about Jose.
Jose.
They can give you something right out their pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot. Because I remember one time, even last two visits ago from Jose, he was like, tell me, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I was like, the 20th, the 20th Blue Label, like, I like it, but it's not my favorite of the Opus X. And he was like, really? You need to try it again. And I'm like, okay. So I go to one particular shop. I'm not sure if I'm now the name shops here.
Yeah.
But I go to visit Tinderbox in Waldorf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I pass by
Raj got everything.
I stop by Raj and say what's up, and then after that, I'm like, okay, well, shoot. I mean, I'm way out here. I'm about 45 minutes from the house. Let me sit and have a cigar in the lounge. And I light up that 20th. And it changed my entire perspective on that cigar. I think that's a cigar that, in which you have to learn to not puff so fast.
Right,
you have to take your time with a lot of cigars, because if you don't do it, you'll burn through the flavor too fast, and you won't get all the notes out of it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's sometimes my issue with a lot of expensive cigars. I forget to take my time and smoke through them and give them a chance to develop. Because if you don't, you'll just go right by all those flavors.
Yeah. That's what's up. So you say you're from the Bay Area, right?
No. I'm from San Diego.
Oh,
San
San
Diego.
Diego.
Yeah,
You from the 619?
I was thinking
619
San
down
Francisco.
south.
Okay.
619.
All right. Well,
originally from there. Yeah.
So I was going to ask you about your sports teams and stuff,
Oh,
but
okay,
the Chargers
yeah.
is gone, so I can't even ask you. Well, are you into sports at all?
Yeah.
So who's your team?
So yes, I
Football-wise.
was a Charger fan.
Okay.
But when they moved to LA, I disowned them.
Okay.
Shout out to
But
my
you
friends
moved
in San
too.
Diego. I did. But
He can move, but his team
the
can't.
team can. You gotta understand, man. You gotta understand.
Right.
I grew up, going to Chargers games, and when the Raiders come to play in San Diego, that's a whole nother level of game.
Yeah, that's
I've
go
seen
time.
people get stabbed at games, over the Raiders and Chargers,
Right.
I can see that.
And so that's something when I think of the Raiders, I think of LA. Sometimes obviously Oakland too, but those years also in LA, it was always so I just can't go for the Chargers being under LA. And so me and a few of my friends basically said, like, we're done. And at that time I was living in New Orleans. I started, when I first moved there, I saw, crime was bad, everything else, and all of a sudden when the Saints win, everybody happy.
Right.
And my dad had a business there too, so business all of a sudden good when the Saints win. I'm like, man, come on, Saints, let's go.
Right.
All of a sudden, so you eventually, when you live in New Orleans, you can't stop it. You become a fan.
Right.
And so I became a Saints fan, and so that's my main team I follow. And then the third one I follow is the Lions when I have time. Yeah, all my family. All my family from Detroit. All my family.
Well, they good now, but there's a lot of years of being a dumpster fire, man.
Yeah, that was just different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta think, who's gonna choose the Chargers, the Saints, and the Lions as of their favorite three teams?
When you said the Chargers, okay, you lived out there. New Orleans, okay. And
Detroit. I was a massive Barry
But
Sanders
Detroit
fan.
coming along now.
but I'm just saying, like,
Detroit's good now.
How he was naming them?
Yeah.
But he
So
said his
it's
family.
all family affiliation, and so those are my teams on football. Baseball, Padres, and the Tigers.
I was pulling for the Padres, man.
Yeah, man,
I
a
was
good
pulling for them, but
young team.
I guess I gotta leave it to the Dodgers to beat the Yankees. Hopefully they
I
doing
hope
that
they
a
do
little
right
bit
now.
here.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
'cause,
They probably pull the broom out tonight.
I hope so.
because if I get, If I gotta hear something about Big Ron and these damn Yankees, I'm done.
Yeah.
All right, he said something to me today because I cracked the joke because the Dodgers, they had Ice Cube come out and perform
Okay.
before the game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Dodgers,
yeah.
and then when the Yankees had Fat Joe.
That was the
and
worst
I commented on
performance.
Facebook. I was like, "Damn, y'all couldn't get Jay-Z."
Yo, his performance was horrible.
I ain't
Was it?
watch it.
It was horrible. Did you see it? Horrible.
I was like, "Y'all couldn't get Jay-Z."
Horrible, bro.
G from Down Legacy was
Yeah.
like, "That's the wrong borough, bro. It's the BX." I was like, "Bro, it's still New York." I said, "So basically, if Jay-Z said he wanted to do it, y'all wouldn't have let him do it? Of course they would have let him do
They
it.
would have let him.
He rocked
Right.
the Yankee hat.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And then Ron was like, "Well, who? If y'all get the Orioles one, who the Orioles gonna have?"
So, yeah, who
perform?"
would y'all
I was
choose?
I was like, "Shit, we probably could still get Jay-Z too."
No. Probably had to go
Who
get
would y'all
Cisco.
choose? Hold up.
gotta go get
Super
Cisco.
Bowl or I had to talk with my wife about it too. And Super Bowl or even World Series, who would Baltimore need to bring on as the act?
DJ Quicksilver.
Nah,
I don't know.
we don't have no super well-known artists.
Fucking Mario.
Yeah, I said Cisco or somebody like that.
Cisco, that's
But we don't have many artists out
Los,
coming from this
So-
area.
Like,
So in that case, what you'd have a major artist anchor,
DJ Class.
and then
Yeah,
have
it's-
someone who would supplement to
it'd be
bring
all-
that
it'd be all-
Baltimore.
it'd be
Right.
all
Who would
DJs,
supplement? You got to
really.
I mean, because if it was
Class
DC,
DJ.
I would say bring
But
bring their
their
music.
Yeah, they got
Go,
their
go.
culture.
They got their own.
But-
I mean, we
Bring
have
the
a culture.
go-go to be involved, with the artist.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We have a culture of music also, but
Well,
but Chicago and New Jersey say they created house music.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think Chicago actually did. Like we
Yeah,
looked it up,
yeah.
but we just perfected it. You know, so like
Interesting.
nobody. I don't think anybody want to see like our local club or house
Yo,
artists
it would
on the
have to
main
be. Yo,
stage.
it would have to be Clash, yo. DJ,
Class.
because he got the hits.
I mean, he got the
Well,
song.
word
this song, yeah.
around the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He been with everybody. From Michael Jackson.
yeah. Kanye
Kanye.
Everybody.
and
So Def.
Lil Jon Allen.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be a hard one.
Yeah,
How your
just-
parent going?
What happens? I haven't sipped it in a little while. Let me
Okay,
see. Let me
okay.
see.
So you put some more cream in there.
You ain't looking about it.
Damn, bro.
Let me see. Bourbon cream.
Bourbon
Yeah,
cream.
Buffalo
What's
Trace
that?
bourbon cream.
Does it have liquor content in it?
It has
Yeah, it's
Buffalo
like-
Trace in it.
It's got Buffalo Trace in it, but it's a very low content.
Oh.
That's why
So
when
we
we
add
drink
a
it, we
little
put
bit.
Buffalo Trace in
in
it.
Copy that.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's scotching today.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So if you had $20,
I think he already probably answered that.
Nah.
no, if you had $20 and you had to buy one cigar to your last 20, one cigar, what cigar are you gonna buy?
If I can squeeze in 2 cigars to that 20.
No, 20
No,
cigar, one cigar.
You can get some change back.
I can get some change back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get some change
Get
back.
some peanut juice or something, keep your palate fresh.
Yeah.
Last 20. I would probably say that's a hard question. Because I do absolutely love the Divine Inspiration Casa Cuba. That's
yes.
that's like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
like
Yes.
always in my mind
in
for
the
that.
archives with that.
Yeah.
Good price, great taste. It would be between that and then my last cigar, like something other than that, that's under 20 because I can't include a lot of rare stuff. You know, there's a little shop out of Virginia that has their own cigars, which I know you guys are
Talking
you
about
know.
Willie's?
No. PG. You ever heard of
Okay.
PG? Paul Garmania?
Oh yeah.
Where's that in Virginia?
Oh, it's in McLean.
Okay.
That's a really, I love that brand for just one cigar that I'm like satisfied with too.
Okay.
You know, like Fuente something that you hear a lot from the Fuente family is, or I think it was something Carlos Sr. Used to say was, a good cigar is one that you're gonna light up and you're gonna smoke it, and it's so good you want to have another. But there's some cigars that when you have it, you're just satisfied.
Yeah, you're good, right?
And so that is one of those cigars that I'm really satisfied with. I feel like I'm always saying Fuente Newman stuff, so that's why I just slide in another brand that I really appreciated.
Dude, but that Casa Cuba, that's
I love Casa Cuba.
Yeah, I do too.
Even the regular one, because it's a different blend than the Divine Inspiration.
Right.
A lot of people don't even realize it, but both of those blends are flat out amazing, and I truly enjoy. And if I had to say something under $20, that would be it.
Okay, that's not a bad choice.
Depending on how you word questions, I'll probably say a different cigar, even though I probably said a bunch of other ones that I liked over my favorite. Just because, cigars is an experience, and so when you different situations, I'll be interested in trying something different.
Just like Dre when he now uses cedar to light a cigar.
Yeah,
different situation. Now you can,
There it is. You're feeling yourself this one. Like
Man,
Now Mike on me. Yeah. Met this guy like 45 minutes ago. He was already.
It's part of the family. He's a quick study. Yeah.
He know bougie when he see
You
it.
know when he see it. In the industry. You seen it.
Hey.
He used to work in DC, bro. That's
He's seen it all.
some of the bougiest cigar smokers ever.
Yeah, you're right on that. You're right on that. What is the bougiest cigar smoking scene? You said it would be DC?
The bougiest?
Bougiest.
Yo,
In
top
our
three.
area.
Top three.
In our area, yeah.
New York, DC, Atlanta. Holla at your boy. Yes.
I would-
Atlanta, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree
New
with
York,
that.
yes as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Top three. That's what I've seen. In my
But
life.
yeah, because like a lot of those places you go in there is like suit and tie spots.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
They wouldn't accept a person like me walking in there.
Me either. I ain't putting on no damn suit.
Barely accept you walking in here. So, what are you talking about? Yo? That's not a high bar, yo. It's not hard. That's not hard.
Why are you upset? You was waiting for that one. You trying to figure something out.
I'm just saying, man.
It's always tough. I never really liked suits. I was always a person. I'm from San Diego originally, and then New Orleans. After 10, 12 years in New Orleans, I wear flip flops and shorts every day if I could, But now that I have to have a job that they want me to kind of dress up, I kind of dig it now. You know what I mean? Now I go a little extra, step to get a different jacket or get something else. So, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong
You
with
step,
that.
hey man,
Yeah. I mean, if the paycheck look right, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you step in and do a Davidoff roll. Who knows? You might want to, go ahead and put on the suit and do it.
Message.
Yeah, I ain't being no rep nowhere. It take me a month to drive 600 miles.
It takes
I
a
hate
year to
driving.
drive 600 miles.
Yeah.
I
I
hate
ain't
driving, man.
I ain't driving nowhere.
I got my CDLs and I hate driving.
Yeah, you're not both.
Dang.
But guess what? If I can smoke, I'm good.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. Got my smoking good.
So you going to PCA? You gonna be a PCA?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm hoping you guys will be there.
We'll be there.
You be there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
be there.
we gonna be there. He on the fence.
It's in April, New Orleans.
Yeah, we there.
You
We
gonna be there?
Yeah.
Write that down, Ron.
Yes, we got
It's
it.
on
Doc-
wax.
Yeah. We got you.
It's
We
on
got you on
wax.
camera.
Why would
Oh, yeah.
I?
And we going to Ybor City Cigar Festival in
That's
December.
December.
Nice.
Yeah, we be down
Nice.
there for that.
Well, I know you guys already got the connection.
Hold on, when-
you guys big,
Hold on,
big
when is-
time. But if
hold
you
on,
need
I
something,
stopped-
let me know.
When is PCA? The date?
April
Here you
to-
go. Here you go.
No. For what's the date?
April something.
25th?
I want to say it's like
25th through the
15 or
29th. I thought it was the 25th through the
Oh, it could be
29th.
20.
Like the low, like the high team, right? Not like the mid-low team.
Here you go.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Here you go.
I don't bring Winslow with me.
Oh, okay.
What
something-
episode was
'cause
that?
You should do that anyway.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bring
have a good
pops.
time.
Bring pops.
That's why.
It'll be
Yeah.
It
fun.
was like
It's New
episode
Orleans.
44 with PCA.
Here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we did an episode with PCA with Josh and them.
Yeah.
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 That was a good time.
See that?
First podcast
That was
ever
a
to
good
do it
look.
at the, at that
Yeah.
Set the
Yeah.
bar high.
Josh is a good guy, man. When I was working at Casa de Monte Cristo, he was one of my first ever members that I got.
Okay.
And this was before he was, stepped in that sort of role.
Wasn't Backpack? Do you know him as Backpack or you know him as George? Short guy. Always has a backpack with him. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I probably if I saw him, I'd know him for
I
sure.
remember he was a member there.
Yeah. There's a we've
Yeah,
had
he
a
from
good bit.
he from DC,
He
right?
from like DCP.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he from DC. Let me not say PG. He from DC.
Yeah, he said he from DC.
Yeah. You know that's a touchy subject when you start saying Maryland.
So yeah,
Oh, we get it because we hate that
Yeah.
Baltimore DMV,
DMV
shit.
Yeah, we hate that.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because
Like,
we're not the DMV. It's
But we're not. They even tell us
Geographically, we're
yeah,
not.
the DMV.
Right.
It's 11th through the 14th.
Oh. Okay.
I might have a problem with my damn self. I'm talking trash.
I'll be out there interviewing people by myself. You know?
No, I would just have to leave New Orleans and go fly straight to Boston. He turned 70.
So yeah, we definitely be
I
out for
spend
that.
it somehow.
Yeah, we definitely be out there for that.
Yeah,
That's mandatory, bro. We got to be a PCA.
Yes, man.
I'll work it out.
Yeah.
You might have to make some phone calls for me.
I got you.
It's a good PCA to go to, and especially I think it's going to bring together a lot of people from the East Coast and the South who are tired of going to Vegas so much.
Yeah,
I know I am.
Yeah,
Tired
yeah.
of it. I think what PCA should do is like, all right, 2 years, maybe 3 in New Orleans, and then another state that allows us to smoke and everything like that, we go in there. Do that for 2, 3, like rotate, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that was probably the plan, but now they're just so difficult on smoking indoors and having a
Right.
big enough space for it.
yeah.
Let's do it in Alaska.
I ain't going to that one.
There are some people that would love it,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I still like. Yeah, what's the rarest Fuente or JC Newman cigar you think you ever smoked?
I haven't smoked that many rare. Like in my bag right now, I have like an 8 to 10-year-old Don Carlos that I found in a shop that I think
The Connecticut?
it's pretty hard to find. No, it's just a regular Don Carlos. It's just a couple iterations ago, which is really fun. But I'd say one of the rarest that was amazing is the Diamond Crown 125th anniversary cigar. It was blended in collaboration with Carlito Fuente, from Fuente as well as the Newmans, and it was only for their 125th anniversary, and so only a few of their top 10 accounts or 20 accounts in the nation that actually got a box of them recently. But then of course they had some at that party. That was it.
Right at the party.
That one is pretty rare, and most people within our two companies say, "Hey, that's one of the best cigars they've ever had."
That's dope.
Yeah, I still got mine from when Carlito and Jose had the Fuente Friday at PCA 2 years ago. I still got the cigar that they gave out. It was the one Carlito blended. He said it has 13 tobaccos in it.
Oh dang!
And he said he'd never mass produce it because it's too hard to make.
Yeah,
But I still had it.
that is pretty dang.
And I'm like, what? When the hell am I gonna smoke? Am I gonna smoke it? It's only one. Like I only got one. Like
Yeah, within the next year or two, you just gotta light
You
it
turn
up.
50, smoke.
Yeah. Even when you turn 50 or when Drano gets married.
Oh, you'll never smoke
I
it
never
then.
smoked it.
Like,
How old is it? How long you been here?
2 years.
yeah, shoot. After about 4 or 5, in my opinion, it ain't worth keeping anything after that. To me,
Just light it up.
there's some cigars. I mean, I personally think that a lot of Opus X product ages very well.
Right.
Not all cigars age very well.
Right.
Oh yeah, you can
I've
taste
had
it. You can
plenty
taste
of
it.
cigars that
If it's
just
too young.
mellow out too much.
Yeah.
But it's a lot to say that a lot of Fuente and Opus X product does age very well, and Opus is one of the few, like I told you, with that one that was 10 years old on the Destino al Siglo. I was, amazed. So you could last, but after 5-10 years, forget that. Light it up.
Maybe if I ever, sit down with Carlito, I might smoke it. or something.
Can happen.
Message.
There it is, Carlito. You heard it.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Yeah, he like a lot of L stuff, so
Right, no.
he's a good guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
him and Jose.
Yeah, great families. Carlito, especially when he hired me, he was like, "Mike, if you fail, I fail." That's
Pressure.
That's
basically what he
the
said.
truth. Yeah, that.
and he lives by that.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see that.
Yeah.
yeah, like
he's that type of person. When he goes all in, that's what he's about. He's like, Mike, whatever you need, I'm here. If I need to make a call,
You know what
do
else
it.
about him?
And yeah,
He might not remember people's name because he meets everybody, but that first time he met you, or like a story to go with it, he'll
He
repeat that story like it's that.
He remembers.
He does.
he remembers.
So, Mike, you
Yeah.
think this is your mecca? You think this is your calling? Because you've been around cigars a long time.
Yeah. After interviewing
You
Mike,
got tobacco in your blood.
I can't say.
I do.
I can't say youngest in
But-
charge no more.
Slice your wrist right now, ain't nothing but tobacco around.
It's a whole lot of everything, but I would love to continue to develop and grow into a developmental role, to someone who kind of help develop not necessarily marketing plans, but develop brands and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. I had a little bit a brief time with it when I did that, my own company for that time with my past business partners, but I think that would be really cool to help develop a brand from basically blend out. Obviously, I'm not a blender. That's something that I don't take lightly,
Right.
and you need a great deal of help to do that. I'll never at this rate would say that I would be ready for that, and even 10 years from now, I don't think I would be ready for that. It requires a lot, but being able to help put together a blend or find the right blend and naming it and putting a story to it, and then allowing that to be interpreted to the consumer, I think would be really fun. Because me and you, all of us know that there's some cigars that I would say that aren't necessarily amazing, but if the branding is right behind it,
Yeah.
it can actually do well.
I
Right.
haven't seen it.
And
Yeah,
then you
me
can
too.
have amazing
I
cigars,
haven't seen it.
and for some reason it just won't take
Yeah,
off.
the marketing can not as strong.
Yeah.
Marketing may not be strong, it's just not resonating with someone from that perspective. You just never know. So that's what I think is interesting about the industry.
Okay.
Y'all want to get into y'all ratings?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's start with you.
That was 5. First non-flavored cigar I ever smoked. It's 5 off the rate. No hot sauce.
Oh, so you recapturing your first high.
Yeah. Reunited.
Yeah, mine's a 5 too. You can't really go wrong with the Julius Caesar, man.
Yeah,
It's
keep,
proven.
keep the party going, bro. 5. this joint is awesome.
Cream.
5, bro. You can't go higher than that. So
Blending to me is always the most, or pairing I should say, is always the most difficult thing, because it's either, if I forget who I was talking about this, it's either you're focusing on a collaboration with both flavors coming together, or you're muting something to enhance the other.
Right.
yeah,
And so that's a really hard concept to find what pairs perfectly. And there's a group of guys I know who go to the Frederick store in Davidoff who are like
so
into that.
So quick question. You said the 858 Sungrown is probably your favorite right now, right?
Right now, yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
what pairs best with it to you as far as drink?
To be honest, I wouldn't know. I don't drink enough with that
Okay.
cigar to know.
Okay.
And I know when I can get better, and I'm not where I need to be when it comes to pairing. Like this the double black with this 858, it's great because to me the Maduro cancels out a lot of the depth in this, and I get more of the natural sweetness out of this drink. So I think this mutes out the intensity to where I can taste the pure sweetness of the alcohol, which is really good.
Right.
But would I say it pairs perfect? No.
Yeah.
I give it a
Shit.
4.
Talk.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I would say with this, I probably wouldn't smoke it with a Maduro next time. I would probably choose maybe a sun-grown or something else just to see how that would collaborate.
The nuances.
Because sometimes cigars will just cancel out the
Right,
drink,
right.
or vice versa.
And the double black is real smoky anyway.
And so that Maduro, the smokiness from the Maduro, it's kind of just canceling out the smokiness in that, and I'm tasting. So which is a good thing.
Right.
So I give it a 4 right now. Give it a 4 just because I
The
love to try
pairing. You're
another
giving the
cigar.
pairing a 4.
The pairing of 4.
Okay.
Pairing of 4.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I might be able to get something better.
Okay. All right. That's
So
what's
yeah,
up.
that's like usually like when people reach out to us or we reach out to them. Like boutique companies send us their cigars. I ask them. I like, where you pair this with? I never had it before.
Yeah.
And usually people would just be like, oh, they'll say either a bourbon or a scotch or a cognac. They'll say, yeah, like even all of those taste different. So you got to give me something better, But most people just, cognac, a bourbon.
Or even when we rate the cigars, we break it. Sometimes when they send us on, we break it down. Like construction was this, and it needs to sit a little longer.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, gotta be open-minded.
That a Julius Caesar though, that's a special cigar to me. That was actually the first cigar that introduced me to more medium to full-bodied smokes. I didn't like anything medium to full back in the day when that came out. And then that was the first one. I was like, you know what, I can do this. That's some great savory notes that I really dig. But you got to remember that cigar came out around that same time as some of the other competing cigars like Liga Bravada. That was like in that same couple years when strong cigars finally came on the forefront. Because I can remember when I first had one of the original Opus X blends. Man, I couldn't even get through the whole day on cigar at one point. I was like, man, this is strong. I don't know. I got to sit down and, that was a very strong cigar. That thing is potent. I know you probably got 30 of them in your locker run.
Maybe. That Black Diamond, I remember when that Black Diamond came out. I had a box of the Black Diamond, bro. The fucking licorice taste in that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dog.
Amazing.
Yeah, well,
I can't relate. I never had it.
Amazing.
I just gave y'all one, so make sure y'all try it.
Yeah. So you talking about this one?
Yeah. That's the Black Diamond.
Okay.
This right here.
It's a Diamond Crown limited release. It only comes out a few times a year.
This right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
The blend was slightly different before 2022. It was very pepper forward, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think when I had him, it was maybe 18, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I had a box. I smoked the whole box, bro.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
And now the newer version that was re-blended slightly in 2022, Drew Newman and the Fuente family kind of re-altered a few leaves. And it's very well balanced, but still full and still has that black licorice that you're talking about.
So what do you think is the most harsh opus? Or like the most full?
You know what? Because I'm coming from a retail perspective, so it's hard for me to. I haven't tried all of them because when I was on the retail side, I was saving them all to sell.
Right.
Because that was, it's a commodity. Opus X, in my opinion, any shop we could put Opus X in, it's going to sell out.
Right.
Doesn't matter. So I use that as a tool to be able to sell more other product. Such as the core brands and things of that nature. And so I never smoked a lot of them until I got this job. I would say the stronger of them. So I haven't tried all the Prometheus ones, by the way.
Okay.
So I can't.
They're good.
They're good? You like those?
I tried it.
Which one you think the strongest?
I can't think.
I would go with like Prometheus. I would do like the Godify Maduro, the B series.
Oh yeah, the B
Series B.
Yeah, the Series B is strong.
Now, to me, it was that until I had the Opus X 25th.
See, I haven't tried the 25th.
The Opus X 25th, me and my wife smoked them on our wedding day.
Really?
Yep. Man, listen.
On the beach.
On the beach. That shit is strong.
Really?
I was
I never tried it.
I'm like looking at the band like, this can't be an Opus, man. That's chest burning everything, bro. That Opus X 25th is, that shit is for grown men.
Wow. Wow.
I ain't gonna ask you.
I haven't tried that one.
My experience is very limited.
You just started using cedar.
Shut up. I really like the Purple Rain though. I do know I like.
Yeah, I like Purple Rain.
Purple Rain was nice.
I
I
love
finally
that
had
joint.
that.
Yeah, I really love that joint.
I like
Purple
that.
Rain, red, black.
Yeah.
Never tried it. Never tried
on,
the red
man.
black.
Hey Mike, is any way possible can you get Ron a rug?
A rug?
Yeah, the Opus rub.
I don't know about the Opus. That's gonna be hard, but let me make
Give
some
him a
calls.
bootleg one, please.
I'm gonna make some calls.
You can go to the flea market and get it.
I'm gonna make some
They
calls.
might misspell it, but it's cool. We can't read anyway.
I'm gonna make some calls.
Let's say yes.
Hey,
Opus with an eye.
I don't know. I'm scared. I might walk up to his house and there may be a floor mat, before you walk into his door. So
Yeah.
wife all mad. Like, come on, man. I like the cigar now.
I take a nice mat. I need a mat.
No,
Fuentes,
those are really
yeah.
cool. That Opus symbol is very important, and usually only those FFOX accounts. That's the full name of Opus X. Is
Yeah.
FFOX, Fuente Opus X. Is very near and dear, so it's hard to get those because they just don't make a lot of them. But
Right.
I'm gonna see what I can do.
Have you been to the factory?
I haven't. I was literally when I was with Carlito a month ago. He was like, "Oh wait, like you didn't go yet? Oh wait, I thought you went when you first started." And just never have it. So it's gonna happen soon. I think probably early in the year. I'll go and I have to come back. To you guys and give y'all an update.
Hey, take Ron with you.
Nah, when we was at Tobacco Leaf,
Yeah.
and I was talking to Jose about it. Jose said, "Ron, just call me when you're in the because we go to Dominican Republic all the time."
Do you?
Yeah, and he
He's
was
serious
like,
about it too.
"Yeah." He was
We
like,
know.
"Jose said, dude,
No,
if you get down there, call me." I was like, "Yeah, I missed the Fanatic Cigar House. They had the tour because we was gone away from my wife's birthday, and the tour we came back Sunday, and their tour left that Monday. I was like, I can't do back to backs, and I was telling him that I wasn't gonna be able to make the tour, and he was like, "Man, you don't need to go on the tour." He's like, "When you get down there, just call me." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. If Jose said that, he was serious. Definitely take him up on that offer.
Yeah, that's my guy.
As you're leading up to that trip, already reach out to him. I have all the info. I know you have his info, but just in case, let me know too. I can let Jose know too.
Okay.
Sounds like a trip.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, while we closing out, because we coming to the end, right?
yeah.
I took a trip this weekend. Went down to Houston.
What's that? Our second home, third home?
Yeah, something like that, man.
Just say Texas in general.
Yeah, man.
We got two other cities to hit.
I want to give a special shout out to my man Kevin Watkins, the owner of Hearth Life Cigar Lounge.
He gave us these
He's-
nice shirts.
He gave us these nice black cigar aficionado t-shirts, so we appreciate him for that. Good looking out, brother. He rolled the red carpet out for me when I came down. So I appreciate that, man. Just wanted to shout him out.
Yeah, you came home smoking, lighting your shit with cedar.
Cedar? I
Yeah,
know.
man. Kevin,
Yeah.
we gotta talk off camera about Kevin.
Houston will do that too.
Yeah, man. So that was a good time. I enjoyed hanging out with him while I was down there, man. He looked out for me.
And what about Al Pickums?
We're gonna go through that real quick. We got a little pick and pool between our little group here, and of course I'm whipping all their ass. But hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
for the
out.
games, for the football games.
Yeah. He our resident sports analyst.
Okay.
At Drano A. Smith.
That's Brandon Smith right there.
Okay.
All right, so unfortunately Howard finally won one.
And he got the most wins
He
for the
went
week.
13 wins for the week. Me, Margaret, and Ron. Me, Margaret, and me, Margaret, and Black actually all tied with 11. Ron picked up the red with 8. So the overall total right now is your boy got 80, Margaret has 78, Ron has 71, Howard has 68, Black pulling up the rear with 65.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm consistent.
Consistently bad.
No.
Yeah,
It's
so-
a tough year. Everything is
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no
Great
great team.
teams. Everybody just
Any
yeah.
given Sunday.
I'm in last place on my fantasy, man. All upset.
Oh, I'm horrible in fantasy. I think I'm 1-6 or 1-7, whatever. Yeah, I'm 1-7 now. I just got beat down this week. I'm in Fats League, getting destroyed. But
I don't have the patience for that to pick the players.
yeah, me
I
either.
had
Sometimes
the
I forget to change my players and all
Yeah.
that. I
patience.
just
Once
don't
the
have
bye
time.
week start, I
Yeah,
don't pay attention.
I don't
to
have
that.
time for it, man.
So, you got anything in closing before we get out of here?
Where your next stop?
My next stop.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm gonna still visit local. You know, I live in the DC area. I'm gonna visit local and probably go through a few shops. Probably go through Capital Cigars, Signature Cigars, all the way up to Davis, up north.
I love
Urbana.
Signatures. Signatures is a nice
I have
spot.
a Davidas event over at Urbana tomorrow.
Been in a new one downtown,
um,
Light Street.
Light Street is that over in Bethesda?
No, Federal Hill.
Federal Hill.
Here.
Downtown.
The new
I
Davidas.
haven't been there since
In
it
the harbor.
opened.
In the harbor.
Yeah, I haven't been there since it opened. I went there when it was still being built out, and it looked beautiful. So
It is. It's nice.
So you want to tell? Well,
Yeah.
basically, most of our audience is cigar smokers, but
nice.
if they're looking for you guys brands, you want to give them any advice on how they can find you guys?
Yeah, of course. So Arturo Fuente and JC Newman. I represent both two of the oldest American-owned cigar manufacturers. Both 4th generation and over 100 years old. So I highly recommend trying out the product. They're the good guys in the business. Obviously support CRA, PCA, and everything else. And you can find them, I would say, almost at every single cigar shop throughout the DMV. If you want to find certain
And
things.
Baltimore.
And Baltimore.
And Baltimore.
That's right. Add that in there.
Wait, did I say DMV or is that
You said DMV.
DMV? But I can't say Baltimore is included in that.
No.
It's
Really?
DMV
Yeah,
and Baltimore.
yeah.
Baltimore
Maryland?
and DMV.
No.
Wait, hold on.
DMV is
DMV is that part
It's
around
DC.
495.
Yeah.
DC, Maryland, Virginia metropolitan area.
Yeah.
We are not in the
We're not
metropolitan
in that.
area.
Really?
We in Baltimore.
Actually, it's,
I'm glad
it's
y'all
from
tell me this.
175 down.
Yeah, we like 45 minutes away from that area, at least. So,
I never realized that.
Yeah,
I just
Bal-
clumped
yeah.
states.
Yeah.
No, Baltimore. It's Baltimore, and then it's the DMV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come 95, you hit Baltimore first. Then you hit that DMV.
DMV is down the road.
Yeah, that's Southern Maryland.
That's Southern
They,
Maryland.
yeah, they get that.
For the Metro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would
And when you
say
say Virginia, it's Northern Virginia.
it is Northern Virginia.
All right.
Yep. So yeah, you can find us almost at any cigar shop that you go to. If you want to look for some of the special limited edition JC Newman product like Black Diamond and Leroy Neiman, the American, which are all actually, those except for Black Diamond are actually made in Tampa, Florida. So those are very rare to find. You'll find some of those in the Davidas stores as you go and visit those. But then a lot of special, Fuente product, even the highly sought after Opus X, you can find at many stores throughout the area. Everywhere as far south as the Tinderbox in Waldorf, coming all the way up here to even a Dan Cigar Lounge in Baltimore, and there's so many great shops here. It's hard for me to even put them all.
Right,
Tobacco
right.
Leaf, I can keep throwing them all out.
Yeah,
Davidas,
yeah.
all those great establishments, and please support your brick and mortar shops.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's
Yes,
all
sir.
about. As much as we want to say, those are what the lifeblood of the business is, are those brick and mortar shops. So please go and support those shops, because I think we do have to really worry about how online things happen, and just like at your local Target store, whatever it is, you see so many of those sometimes closing or not doing the same level of business,
Right.
and that's because of online. We love online. I buy from online too, but please support your local brick and mortar shop.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But y'all jokers ain't drinking, so I'll salute you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and salute you. We appreciate you,
We
brother.
appreciate you coming out,
keep
Mike.
doing,
Appreciate you guys.
keep
Anytime.
doing great things in the industry, man, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Likewise.
When you
guys,
become
likewise.
the VP, make sure you come
Yeah,
back.
don't forget the little guys, man. Don't forget the little guys.
Hey, trust me, I won't.
Okay. So you got anything?
I'm done, bro.
You got anything? All right. That's what we got.
We got motion.
Peace out.